Whether it's part of your daily routine or something that you rarely do, prayer continues to be a uniting force in a divided nation. It provided strength when our future looked the darkest, and today the Ohio Valley showed that it's still one of our guiding lights. 7 News reporter Colin Roos shows us just a few ways we gathered for the National Day of Prayer. Colin.
Bailey, the United States has a long tradition in prayer even before the first ink touched the paper, making our country official. The First Continental Congress in 1774 opened with a prayer. Abraham Lincoln declared a day of prayer and fasting after one of the first battles of the Civil War. And during World War II, President Franklin Roosevelt gave the troops a pocket Bible. It's been a constant throughout American history, and today our towns up and down the Ohio River did their part in carrying on the custom. American Revolution to the Civil War to 9/11, prayer hasn't just guided America, it's woven into the flag just as much as the 50 stars and 13 stripes. That's the idea behind the National Day of Prayer, an official proclamation from the White House every year to unify the country in spirit. And our area responded to the call, beginning in Wintersville Thursday morning and continuing south. In Wellsburg's Kiwani-sponsored event, a small crowd gathered in the town square to bow their heads for a nation often finding itself in pain and unsure which way to turn. Pastor Brian Knight looked back in history to show how our founding fathers envisioned a country that would express its faith, beginning with George Washington and his 1783 prayers still read every day at his tomb at Mount Vernon.
Prayer for the nation, prayer for wisdom, prayer for direction, praying that we would be found on God's side at the end of the day, and that we would not just be wanting God to be on our side.
St. Clairsville's noon commemoration also observed the link between prayer and patriotism, with a flag presentation and singing of My Country 'Tis of Thee. Those gathering in front of the courthouse prayed for the military, government leaders, churches, families, and the education of our children, breaking off into small groups to reflect on Scripture and see a community in communion with one another.
Our country needs God, needs more of God. We need to be moving in a direction that is more in line with His will.
Despite our many differences in faith, for one day the Ohio Valley joined hands with cities from coast to coast to realize that something brings us all together beyond politics. And from Maine to Hawaii, to remember that we don't just share the same land, we share an inheritance of faith. The National Day of Prayer also saw public celebrations in Steubenville and Weirton. Toronto, Shadyside, Jewett, and Wheeling will all have evening celebrations whose locations and times you can find on our website, WTRF.com. Live in the 7 News studio, I'm Colin Roos, working for you.
All right, thanks, Colin. And another